Princess Hazel and the Little Dragon. Once upon a time, there was a small princess who lived in a little village. Oh, look, here she is now.
Hello, you must be the readers of my story. I am Her Royal Majesty Princess Hazel III. But you can call me Princess Hazel.
Right. Back to the story.
Yes, of course, silly me.
Thank you. Princess Hazel loved to explore. She climbed trees and swam in ponds, which her mother the queen thought was very poor behavior for a princess.
Hazel, get down out of that tree, young lady.
But Mom, I can see the whole village from up here. I don't want to get down. I like the trees and all the birds.
Why Princess Hazel really liked to be in the trees was because she could see the cave that the feared village dragon kept its hoard of shiny gold things. She could see the smoke from its fire, and one day she hoped to see the dragon fly out of its cave. Princess Hazel had loved dragons all her life. Her nanny when she was a small princess was an explorer, and she told Princess Hazel of all the magical things she had seen. Princess Hazel's favorite story was of the dragon her nanny had saved a very long time ago. At this moment Hazel is thinking of the dragon in the cave, not too far away.
Oh, how I would love to see that wonderful dragon, to be his friend. Like my brave nanny from all those years ago.
But the queen forbid Princess Hazel from seeing the dragon.
Never shall you go to that horrible cave and see that dragon. You could be hurt. Or worse. And it is not ladylike, Hazel. You are a princess. Princesses should not be seen playing with dragons, or worse, getting gobbled up by one. My answer is no.
In all truth, the queen had Princess Hazel's safety in mind. But Princess Hazel is a stubborn girl and was stuck on the idea of seeing that dragon.
Fine, I will go on my own. I don't need my mother to take me. I will go by myself and see that dragon. How scary can he be?
And so Princess Hazel did just that. In the middle of the night she snuck out of bed, crept down the stairs and out the front doors of the castle, past the night guards and down to the stable by the river, and into a stall in the stable, and got on the back of her pony, Mrs. Wimbledon Esquire.
Let's go, Mrs. Wimbledon. We are going to go see the dragon. I need you to be sneaky, alright? Don't let us get caught.
So Princess Hazel trotted off to see the dragon. She rode all night and soon found herself getting very sleepy. She pulled Mrs. Wimbledon to a stop and said,
I need to take a nap. I am going to fall off your back if we ride any more tonight.
Mrs. Wimbledon just nickered in reply. Princess Hazel tied her pony's lead rope to a tree, and then curled up on a patch of soft grass on the forest floor. She quickly drifted off to dreamland and thought of dragons all night. As dawn broke over the mountain tops, and birds started to chirp, Princess Hazel woke up. She rubbed the sleep out of her eyes, and picked blades of grass out of her hair.
Good morning, birds, and good morning, Mrs. Wimbledon. Today is going to be a wonderful day, don't you think?
Princess Hazel got up, straightened out her dress and got on her pony's back. The two little explorers rode for a few hours as Hazel followed the trail of smoke to get to the dragon's cave. As they rode along, Princess Hazel chattered on about all sorts of things to her pony to keep her mind busy. Mrs. Wimbledon said nothing. She is a horse, and horses can't talk. Very soon the trail of smoke got closer and closer, until the trees opened up to a clearing and Princess Hazel saw the cave.
Oh boy, I did it! I found the cave all by myself. And now I can finally meet the dragon. I wonder how big he is. He must be huge for him to scare the whole village.
Princess Hazel crept slowly to the mouth of the cave and peeked in. For a moment all she could see was smoke. But as her eyes adjusted to the dark and the haze, she saw a small shiny purple and teal dragon. No bigger than a fat house cat.
Hee 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 hee. Everyone was afraid of you? You are so small.
The dragon looked up at her and roared. He got up and walked over to her on all fours. Hazel bent down and pet the top of his head. Smoke puffed out of his nose as he purred in satisfaction. As she pet the dragon, she wondered,
how long has he been alone? It must be horrible to be all alone and have everyone be afraid of you. I bet he just wants a friend, someone to play with and show his gold to.
Hazel felt sad for the little dragon. She didn't want him to be alone anymore.
I'm sorry, little dragon. I wish you had not been alone for such a long time. But I am here now. And I want to be your friend. If you want me to.
He sat back on his hind legs and looked up at Hazel with his shiny black eyes. He cocked his head to the side as if asking a question. He roared again and walked out of his cave. Hazel followed him and watched as he rolled in the grass. She giggled as he walked back over to her.
What do you think, little dragon? Should we become friends?
The dragon sneezed. A puff of black smoke floating out of his nose. He scampered back into his cave and walked out a moment later, with a shiny gold necklace in his mouth. He dropped it at Hazel's feet.
Is this for me?
The dragon shook his head as if saying yes. Hazel bent down and picked up the necklace.
Thank you, little dragon, it is very pretty. I love it very much.
The dragon rubbed up against Hazel's legs. And Hazel knew it was the start of a wonderful friendship. As the morning passed, the dragon showed Hazel all of his shiny treasures, and they played in the grass and chased puffs of smoke the dragon made. But soon Hazel's tummy grumbled, and she knew she had to go home.
Come with me, little dragon. You can stay with me and you will never be lonely again.
The dragon jumped happily in the grass and followed Hazel to her pony.
Mrs. Wimbledon, this is my new friend, the little dragon.
Hazel climbed on the back of her pony and then turned to help the little dragon up onto her lap. Hazel rode home with the little dragon on her lap. The little dragon showed her shortcuts and soon she was almost home. As she rode up to the castle, she guided her pony to the stables and gave her a carrot for all her help. She then walked up to the front doors of the castle and slipped inside.
Where have you been? We have been worried sick. No note, your pony gone. You could have been killed or worse been seen by a villager.
The queen hollered as Hazel shut the door. Hazel looked down at the floor. She had not worried about how she might worry her mom. But now she felt bad for all the worry she had caused her parents.
I'm sorry, Mom. I went to go see the dragon.
The queen frowned down at Princess Hazel.
I'm just glad you are safe.
Just then the little dragon slid out from behind Hazel. The king bellowed out in laughter.
That is the dragon that has all the villagers so worried. I have seen cats bigger than that.
Dad, can I keep him? He was so lonely out there by himself.
The king looked at the queen and said,
Only if it is okay with your mother.
The queen paused for a moment and then looked at Hazel's pleading face.
All right, fine.
Hazel cheered. And the dragon jumped up and down and blew puffs of smoke in the air. Hazel thanked her parents and hurried upstairs to show her new friend her bedroom and all her toys. The end. Author's note. Thank you for listening to this audiobook. This work was lovingly crafted by me, Olivia Edwards, the author. If you enjoyed it, Please consider supporting my future projects by sharing this audiobook with others and giving credit where it's due, if you use any of this audio or images. Remember, creativity thrives when we appreciate and respect the efforts of creators. Let's celebrate imagination together.
Thank you for listening to my story. If you enjoyed my story, please like and subscribe. There is lots of other cool stuff on Miss Olivia's channel. Have a wonderful day. And call your best friend and tell them you love them.